Hi, today we're going to show you the journey of how I started my tomato plants. So, we're going to show you when we first planted the tomatoes, and then eventually today we're going to transfer the seedlings into their own pots. So, today is March 6th, 2020. So, we planted the tomato seeds around January 23. So, yeah, let's keep on watching. Check this out. Okay, this is a celery plant root that I replanted last January 18. Um, as you can see, there's a little sprout of leaves there. Today is January 23, so more or less 5 days after. And now we're going to water it with water with Doc Ed's fertilizer solution. I also planted a few tomato seeds around this area, so maybe in a few days we'll see a sprout, and who knows, maybe you can harvest our own tomatoes soon. I'm using a beer bottle because this one contains exactly 1 liter, and Doc Ed solution uh, needs 1 liter of water plus 3 bottle caps of his organic fertilizer solution. So yeah. Okay, today is January 25. I planted this celery root in January 18, and now look at that. It has a tiny leaf sprout already. And also, I mentioned before that I planted some tomatoes around this uh, pot also. So there we can see small sprouts already starting to grow, several of them here and there also. So hopefully in a few weeks we'll actually have new tomato plants, and hopefully they bear fruit, because I bought them at the supermarket and they said it was naturally grown, so they were just short of saying it was organic. Hopefully the seeds that they used were non-commercial seeds, so they should be fruit bearing, as they say. So hey, it's January 26th today, and we're here at my plot. Actually it's a small pot where I try to grow my seedlings, but here's the celery root that I planted January 18. See, you can see the leaves are starting to grow now, and look at that. The tomato seedlings are sprouting beautifully. See? So pretty soon we'll have seedlings we can transplant into bigger pots. But we're going to wait for them to grow at least 4 leaves before we can transfer them, or maybe a little bit bigger. So hey, today is January 31, so almost 14 days, I guess, or 13 days after we've planted these tomato seedlings, and this celery root from the celery that we consumed. So as you can see, the celery now has some growth. There's some trunks on the leaves there. See, it's like a small plant now. And the tomatoes, they're pretty much grown now. So maybe in a few days, see, there's a second leaf sprouts. So when they have four leaves, now we're gonna transfer them to a larger uh, pot, maybe, so they can grow better. Okay. Okay. Today is March 6th, and this is the only time I've checked in again with a video with these tomatoes. We've been quite busy doing other stuff, so I haven't shot anything with these tomatoes. But here they are now. As you can see, they're quite big and crowded in the small nursery pot that we made. And we can notice that some of the leaves have some kind of disease. I'm not sure what this is. We're gonna research on that, and then yeah, maybe we'll add it. We'll tell you soon what they are. But I think this is probably because sometimes I forget to water them. So there are times that they kind of slightly wilt, and then um, when I water them again, they grow back. So it's probably one cause of that. But if you remember the celery that we planted, it already died out because the tomatoes grew faster and they covered covered the celery plant too much and didn't get too much sun, so it eventually died. So today we're going to transfer this into these pots, and we're going to use some garden soil that we got. It's a 50-50 mix of ground soil and some coconut husk, so as it's more capable of holding moisture. Okay. Okay, so before we start anything, we're going to water the seedlings. So when we pull them out, they're hydrated and they won't run out of stored food. So I'm just going to water them, and then we're going to prepare our pots. Okay, so you just pour in some water because tomatoes they need to be constantly moist but not saturated, the soil that they're planted in. And since the dry season has started, we should be watering our tomatoes once in the morning and once in the afternoon or early evening. So okay, we'll proceed in a bit. We'll prepare the pots, add the soil to them. Okay, so we're going to prepare 6 pots, but we just have here 3. So I'm just going to show you how we're going to fill up one pot. So here we have some soil. It's garden soil, 50% garden soil and 50% coconut husk, like this. See? So I'm gonna fill the pot with some soil. I hope we have enough. We have 6 pots. I only have like 2 sacks. So This this mixture helps the soil to be kept moist. The coconut uh, husk particles help retain some moisture, I guess. Also, that's what the guy who sold me this said. See, and it keeps the soil, helps the soil to be not easily compacted, so that the roots can easily penetrate through the soil. There, gonna fill it up, um, 3/4 of the way. And some clay loam. So we're just gonna pound it out. There, I think there's a little more. There, so I guess that's enough. So then what we're gonna do is we're gonna top it off with this almost pure coconut hut particles. See, so what this does is when we water the plant, it the water just seeps through and it keeps the soil covered so it doesn't dry up too quick, because like I said earlier, tomatoes need to be in constant moist soil so that it will grow healthy. Okay, so we're gonna do this in all the other pots, and then we're going to uh, transplant the tomato seedlings. Okay, now we have the pot ready. We placed a stick so that when the tomatoes grow, they have some kind of support that can you can tie it to, so that it won't you know fall down, because tomatoes tend to have shallow roots, and winds can easily and also their weight can easily weigh them down, so they tend to uh, uh, lie low to the ground. So we got out one of the seedlings here, one of the tallest. So what we're gonna do is we're going to, I think we should put this a little more by the side there. Okay, so we're gonna do is we're gonna dig in the middle, make sure all the roots are buried like that. See, so press it. And then later on, we're going to water it again. So we have here 5 other pots. We have 6 in total. So we're all going to plant them with tomatoes seedlings. So I'll try to remove some of the dried leaves that are looking sick, and make sure that you throw them away far from the pot so that it won't spread anymore. Yeah, so I'm not sure if this is a fungal thing, but we should try to remove it when we can. Anyway, they can grow new leaves. So there. Okay, so we're gonna plant some more. Okay, now we've planted the tomato plants in the pots. So what we did was, after putting the soil and the husk cover, we put in the pegs, and then we transferred our tomato seedlings. Okay, and then we watered them. We used Doc Ed Paningbatan's organic fertilizer solution. So basically, it's in liquid form. So we put in like 3 teaspoons of it in 1 liter of water, and then that's what we use to water the seedlings. As you can see, some of them are a little wilted because that's a normal occurrence whenever you transplant seedlings into a new pot or a new place. But eventually, because we watered them, so when the roots settle in and absorb the water from the soil, they will regain their life back. So as you can see, we placed them like a few feet apart. It's because when they grow, they won't inter they won't touch each other's stems. And also, we have to make sure that, well, we place them in an area where sunlight can be they can be directly have access to sunlight at least for 6 hours a day. And since the dry season has started, so we have to be consistent in watering them at least twice a day. So once in the morning and once in the afternoon or evening. So they will stay healthy and not have some problems with the leaf. Although I'm not sure if that's the cause of why some of the leaves have, I think it's some kind of fungal disease. So um, we're gonna research more on how we can deal with that problem. But basically, here's our tomatoes. So hopefully in a few months we will have some harvest or some fruits from them that we can use anytime we need some for the kitchen for personal consumption. Okay, so there you go. It's been a few weeks since I started this project, and hopefully it would literally bear some fruit. Okay, so like I always say, we try to live the best life that we can, and every day we should wake up and live. I'm Caioman, and you just watched Caioman's Garden Kitchen. Check out the other videos. If you want to be notified when we post new videos, just click the bell icon. Subscribe if you resonate with what we are doing here.